with another video for you. For those of you who don't know, my name is Crystal Parker. I'm a nurse practitioner, and I branched out and started my own business. Actually, I started about 3 or 4 businesses now, but it is my desire to help nurses, especially those who are burnt out, bedside nurses, to start their own business. So I wanted to come to you with a video today in which I have thought up, and I can keep going, but 25 businesses you can start as a nurse making 6 figures. I'm not just saying this and pulling this out of nowhere. These are guaranteed businesses that I know nurses who have started these businesses and are killing it. If I haven't said so already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so that you can be the first to know when I upload more videos. Also, go ahead and comment if you have any questions, like the video, so that way I know that you're listening, that you are liking these subjects, and it inspires me and encourages me to do more videos. Okay, so first let's get started. So of course, my favorite is med spa and IV hydration. If you don't know, that's one of the businesses I opened, do IV hydration and a med spa. So I haven't opened up my full med spa location. Currently, I work out of a location and I also do concierge. So concierge is a great way to start. It's less overhead. You don't have to have a full brick and mortar location where you're paying so much overhead. You can start concierge, going to people's homes, going to businesses, going to offices, and servicing them, doing IV hydration. And also you can do other treatments in the home, but IV hydration and med spa, you can easily make 6 figures doing that. So that is my number one business for you to start. I have my notes here on my Remarkable. I might do a video about this later. This tablet is amazing. So next, consulting, business to business. So with the IV hydration, I have become a consultant, another business that I started. So a B2B is business to business consultant. So my business consults with other businesses, day spas, and I help them incorporate IV hydration into their spa. I also have helped other med spas that might be doing aesthetics or injections, but they aren't yet doing IV hydration. I help them incorporate IV hydration as an added on service. So that is another business you can do. You can consult businesses on whatever your specialty is. You go in, you talk to the business owner, or you look online and see what business owners might be able to use service that you provide, and you go in and you help them implement that service into their business. So that's consulting, business to business. Products. One of the first businesses, or the first business that I started when I had balls enough and the audacity to step out of bedside to start my own business, was a product-based business. I started Code Skin, which is a lotion that I specifically made for nurses. Now, I worked with an actual chemist and a product developer to create this lotion. I created a whole line of products for nurses. My first attempt at business, it did really well, but I just realized that the products business wasn't for me. It was a lot of marketing. I was new at business. I didn't know what marketing entailed. I then spiraled into other things, but I definitely still sell this lotion. I just do it a little bit more locally. So yes, a products business. If you have thought about starting a product, it is a great business, and I know nurses are killing the game. If you know a skincare line or hair care line, Mieles, she is a nurse, M-I-E-L-L-E-S. I use her hair care products. She is a nurse that now has a multi-million-dollar hair care industry. There's another nurse by the name of Unicurl, who actually had the same product developer that I had, which helped her start her business. And that's how I knew to have the audacity as a nurse, because I saw another nurse who started a product business, and that encouraged me to start. That is a definitely 6-figure business that you can start. Crafting, t-shirts, products, scrubs. Nurses need scrubs, right? Not only nurses, doctors. The scrub business is a multi 6-figure business that nurses can start. So if you are crafty and you have creative, you create mugs and t-shirts. You can do it for, medical. As nurses, we love our mugs and our coffee and things like that. That is a business that you can start. Use your creative wills, get them going so that you can make these products that people will definitely buy. There's nurses who sell little pins, the little pins we wear on our badges. There's nurses that sell headbands, the little crock toppers. So there's so many things in the products business that you can start and literally make 6 figures doing so. Inventions. Next is inventions to help progress the field of medicine forward. So I know a nurse who started or who created a pillow that is like a wedge that goes for people with bed or prevents patients from getting bed sores. And then those who have pressure ulcers or bed sores, it keeps the pressure off of them by using this wedge pillow. She created that. I know another nurse who is doing major. He created a a seizure pad for pediatrics. Killing it, multi-six figures, into the millions with that business. So if you are thinking or if you have an invention or you thought of something that can progress the field of medicine forward, that is a great business to start. Healthcare consultant. So this is one of, I really love this business idea because there's so many times, for those who don't know my background is I was an ER nurse for 11 years. I'm now a family nurse practitioner, but I mainly use my nurse practitioner title in aesthetics and my IV hydration business. And I work per diem 1 day a week. So I'm still not like a full-time entrepreneur, but we're getting there. But I really love my job in the cath lab. That's what I'm doing now, 1 day a week. And then the rest is I do my entrepreneurial things, endeavors. But so many times in the ER, people are so confused. And just period, people call me, as knowing me as an ER nurse, they call me all the time to ask, I got this diagnosis, what does this mean? Here are my lab results, what does this mean? A healthcare consultant, you help families. Because as we know, doctors spew off all these big medical terms that people don't understand. And sometimes that's why nurses have the reputation that we have, is because we're able to explain things and make things more simple for patients. So being a healthcare consultant, you can walk hand in hand with patients and their family and help them navigate through the healthcare field into what, their loved one's diagnosis means. What does this mean? What is the paperwork, the discharge instructions? What am I supposed to do? How can I take care of myself or my family? A healthcare consultant is a great business to start. As a nurse, we have so much knowledge and we have to put that knowledge to use, and we can put that knowledge to use outside of being bedside nurses. So a healthcare consultant, if you haven't thought about it, think about it. If you're like an ER nurse or somebody who knows a lot about a specific topic, oncology nurses, pediatric nurses, those are specialties. You guys, L&D nurses, you guys would be amazing in being a healthcare consultant for patients and family to help them navigate through this medical system. Medication assistant treatment program. I have a friend, personally, she runs one of these clinics and she is killing it. What that is people who are on Suboxone, who have drug treatment programs, and they need these to help keep them off of drugs. You treat them. They come in every day, they get their dose, and they're out the door. Excellent business model. She actually teaches classes on it. So if you're interested, go ahead and comment below and I'll link you up with her. But she teaches classes on medication assisted treatment programs. So you can help people. Once again, you set it up, the business, it just keeps running, and you can help people who need drug treatment, who are on drug treatment programs and need these medications to live. Home health agencies. So I know that's a big one, a home health agency. I've been asked so many times, my family member has this or that diagnosis, and we just need somebody to come in a few hours to sit with them or to help them do their daily tasks. This is something that nurses can start. You don't have to go. Now, I just want you guys to know, being in business, please do not think that I want you as a nurse doing these tasks, because we are not trading our time for money, and we are not leaving the bedside just to go buy ourselves a job and work in these businesses. Okay. So we are hiring people to do these things. So home health, now with the healthcare consultant, obviously that uses your brain, but you're not using your body to do these things, and you're not putting wear and tear on your body. We want to work harder. Sorry, we want to work smarter, not harder. We want to use our brain and not have to use our body. But for this home health agency, this is a business a nurse can start, and then you hire CNAs, LVNs to go out and do these treatments for patients in their home. You help them, sit with the patient, help them do wound care. You help them, sort out their medication, give them their medication, things like that. 6 figures easily doing that business. Another big one is Airbnb. Airbnb is a huge business right now. I know people who are buying up Airbnbs, not even purchasing these properties in their name. Building business credit is something major that you will definitely need with starting your own business, or that you should. I suggest using OPM, which is other people's money, to start your businesses, and not funding all these businesses with your own hard-earned money, right? But with Airbnbs, you can purchase homes or location without using your own credit. You can have Airbnbs that you rent out to travel nurses, you rent out to business people who are flying in and out of the city. Airbnb is a huge thing. So if you want to get into real estate, something like that, Airbnbs are major right now. IV insertion courses, especially with med spas, med spas, IV hydration, a lot of people want to start those businesses, but they are insecure about their IV insertion skills. Now, me as an ER nurse, I could start an IV and have started IVs with my eyes closed in the dark, in the craziest situations, but everyone's not like that. So there's a lot of people who always ask, do I need to take an IV insertion course, or do you know of an IV insertion course, because they need to brush up on their skills of starting IVs. So that is a great business to start, to be able to teach people how to feel more confident in starting IVs, so then they can go and start their own IV hydration businesses. Okay, credit repair and financial literacy. First of all, we know that travel nurses have been getting the bag for the last couple of years, making lots of money, but a lot of travel nurses in general, do not know where to put their money. We don't know how to save. All we know is that a lot of us live paycheck to paycheck. We know that we can go out and hustle and, go get a bag real quick, make a lot of money. A lot of times we're not investing that correctly, but there are nurses who are very money savvy, and they know how to save money. They know what investments to put money in. They know how to move money around. They know how to make money work for them. So if that is you and you know how to make money work for you, please get into the game and the business of financial literacy and teaching other people how to save their money and how to make smart investments and how to make their money work for them. So credit repair and business credit, financial literacy. Next is a staffing agency. Staffing agencies are huge. It doesn't have to be these big corporations that you see. You, my friend, can start your own staffing agency. So if you go out and contract with a hospital, you may contract with them that they'll pay you $100 an hour for your nurse, and then you go and pay your nurse $60, $70 an hour. Then you can build it up to 100, 150 plus nurses, and there you have residual income coming in every month from starting your own staffing agency. Copywriter or healthcare blogger. There's many companies who are looking for healthcare writers, or people who are healthcare savvy, who know about healthcare, and they need you to write articles. They need you to write stories, write for their magazines, write for their blog, or you can create your own blog. But being a copywriter or a healthcare blogger is huge business. I know a girl, her name is Portia, I think. I have went to her site many of times to do copywriting for me. If you don't know what copywriting means, copywriting is basically writing a sales page, or I want to sell you something, right? The copy is the wording that I use to persuade you to buy. So if you're on a site and it's like, hey, is this you? Do you find yourself doing this? Well, buy my X, Y, and Z product. That is copy. Portia charges no less. Portia tells you, I think her name is Portia. I might tag her below. Portia tells you, do not even sign up for my program unless you're willing to spend $2,000 to $4,000 with me. She is killing it, and she is a healthcare copywriter. So if you are good with words, if you are good at writing, think about being a healthcare copywriter, or starting your own blog, letting people follow you. If you just like to write, just start writing and writing articles that you can post on different websites, and nurses will come and listen or read what you have to say, and they will be able to relate to you, much like YouTube. But writing it out, they will be able to relate to you, and they will start following your blog, and then you can then monetize that, which means turn that into money making, and easily make 6 figures doing that. Next is author. If you have an amazing story, or you've been through a trial, or you have an inspiring story that you think you can write about, or that other people think is amazing, because a lot of times we'll have an amazing story and we think it's just regular, and other people will say like, wow, you have an amazing story, you overcome X, Y, and Z. You were a teenage mom, you dropped out of school, but now you're a nurse, or you overcome some sort of obstacle. Write a book about it. You can get so much money writing books. You can put that book on Amazon. You can then turn that book into an audiobook and sell it. People want to hear your story. You might think that, if I thought that nobody, which I did for a long time, nobody cared about what I had to say, then I wouldn't be here making this video for you, inspiring you of 25 different ways you can make 6 figures as a nurse. But you have to get your story out there, and you have to be courageous enough to talk. People want to hear your story, trust me. But becoming author is not as hard as you think it is to do. And actually, to become a #1 best-selling author on Amazon, you only have to sell, I want to say 100 copies in like 24 or 48 hours. You can go get 100 of your friends and family to go buy your book, or you can buy, a couple copies, and then you're an Amazon bestseller. And then once people see your Amazon bestseller, they're going to want to buy your book. But if you have an amazing story, please think about becoming an author, or my next one, a public speaker. You can make lots of money public speaking. You can go into nursing schools, you can go into schools, you can share your story. People want to hear your story. So public speaking is huge. And if you wanted to get into public speaking, there are different coaches who can coach you on speaking, and also coach you on how to book these 6-figure jobs being a speaker. Permanent makeup, you guys, let me tell you, and you do not need to be a nurse to do permanent makeup. I know so many nurses who are making 6 figures doing permanent makeup. Eyebrows, microblading, ombre brows, lip shading. There's permanent makeup where, cancer patients who may have lost their nipples due to reconstructive surgery, you can create nipples for them. There's so many things you can do to help people with permanent makeup, that I know a lot of nurses who are making 6 figures plus just doing permanent makeup. They make their own schedule. They see the clients they want to see. They charge what they want to charge. It's not labor intensive, and killing it just off permanent makeup. And what you do is you make your 6 figures off permanent makeup, and you invest that into other things. So you start by doing permanent makeup, and then you start adding on different things. You start adding on IV hydration. You start adding on, aesthetics. It's endless things that you can do, but permanent makeup alone, you can make 6 figures. Non-emergency transportation services. So again, working in the ER, I know so many families who family members were stuck, and they're like, well, isn't there someone you can call? And we're like, no, we don't set that up unless this is a taxi or an ambulance. We don't set that up. So having a non-emergency transport service to contract with the hospital to be able to transport patients to and from their home when they get discharged from the hospital is a major business, once again. And I'm going to do another video on how important coaching is. So please watch that video next, because I will tell you, to get into a lot of these businesses, it will take a coach. Not saying that you have to have a coach, but I'll explain in that video why coaching is so important. But I do know nurses or other people who do coaching on starting a non-emergency transportation company. You get your drivers, you have them, at least take a CPR class so that they have that certification, and you get a couple cars. You can get them with business credit. I might do another video on that, because business credit is very important. You get you some cars with business credit, or some vans with business credit, off you go. So think about that. Medical transportation business. Telehealth company, telehealth, telemedicine, especially with COVID. And what we went through, telehealth and telemedicine just had a huge boom. Patients really like it. They really like the ease and the convenience. So think about starting a telehealth company. You can, and just because if you're not a nurse practitioner, a lot of people say, well, I'm not a nurse practitioner. You don't have to be a nurse practitioner. You can hire nurse practitioners. But if you are thinking about that, you can definitely start your own telehealth, telemedicine company and make 6 figures doing so. Another one is a cannabis consultant. Once again, learning all the different uses for cannabis and CBD and what they do to change so many lives of patients, be it pain, be it helping with, mental issues, seizures. Cannabis has really exploded and people don't know what they can use it for, but it's definitely life-saving. It changes a lot of people's lives. It's life-saving and life-changing. So if you think that will be a field for you, look it up and research. There's a coach, her name escapes me, but I'll try to link it below, but she has a coaching business on cannabis. So what she does is she consults with families. If a family comes in or a person comes in and they're like, hey, I have X, Y, and Z ailment. What kind of cannabis should I use? Should I use topical? Should I, inhale it? Should I ingest it? Should I smoke it? How should I do it? And they're able to help these people to use cannabis in a safe way, a safe and effective way that can help them, whatever their ailment is, okay? Next is a CLIA Wave Lab drug testing or DOT testing center. DOT is the Department of Transportation. So truck drivers, they have to get basically signed off on different criteria that they have to meet yearly. You could have a DOT testing center. I know plenty of people, again, killing it, who are not nurses, who are not in the medical field, but just now for a CLIA Wave Lab is a lab that you can have. You do need a medical director for that, but you can have this lab in which you're able to do COVID testing, you're able to do flu testing, you're able to do simple tests, so like urine drug screens, UAs, urine analysis. You can do different tests like that. So just so you know, COVID is not gone away, so there will be another wave. I know I spoke with a nurse or a group of nurses. Someone had made $60,000 in 1 month off doing COVID testing. So you can get this started now so that when the next wave of COVID comes, you'll be prepared and you'll have this business already started. You can make a killing. You can contract with different here in California. You can go down and contract with the production studios. You can contract anywhere with different schools, different businesses to do COVID testing for the business. That's another B2B, business to business consulting, but you contract with them to do COVID testing. You're able to run these tests and you can make a lot of money doing so. So CLIA Wave Lab, but for the drug testing and for the DOT testing, you do not need a medical director. And I know plenty of people who are not in medicine making a lot of money just having a DOT testing and a drug testing center. You can also do DNA testing with that. Health and wellness nurse. I have a friend who started a company in which she helps nurses with our crazy schedules, helps them with their fitness. So she has a coaching program essentially, and she helps different nurses. So you can help different companies and businesses or people. You can help them to get their health and wellness in check, right? So how to help them on how to start eating healthy, what vitamins they can take, what natural things they can do to become more well. That's definitely a business a nurse can have. And listen, nurses are the most trusted profession, right? So you market yourself as a health and wellness nurse. You can help, patients lose weight. You can help them get off their diabetes medicine, whatever your thought is. If you have a thought around being a health and wellness coach, you can definitely do it as a nurse and make 6 figures while doing it. All these things are to help you get away from bedside and not use so much physical labor, but use your brain and use the knowledge that you already have that's within you to make 6 figures so that you don't have to slave away in the hospital. Next is CPR certification. You can certify people with CPR. Everyone needs CPR. Businesses need CPR. Nurses need CPR. CNAs need CPR. Teachers need CPR. Swim instructors need CPR. Everyone needs CPR. So become a CPR instructor. You become a CPR instructor. You train other people how to teach classes, and you start the business. Okay. Lice clinic. Who knew? Nurses are starting lice clinics. Yes, think about it. When kids get lice, they can't go to school, and they also potentially are infecting other people. So you start a lice clinic, they can come to you or come to the other people who work in your lice clinic, and the kids can get their lice cleaned. And there's people who starting these lice clinics, right? Brilliant idea. Start a lice clinic. And last but not least is a legal nurse consultant. You can help lawyers, you can help, mainly lawyers, but you help them, you go to trial, you go to court, and you can also be a legal or a nurse consultant on set at, I'm from California, so Hollywood is down the street. So you can help on set with, as you know, as a nurse, we watch like ER or these hospital shows, and they don't do anything right on there. It's like, who was giving them instructions? That's not how you run a code. So you can be a consultant for that. But back to legal nurse consultant, you can consult with lawyers to tell them, like, would you chart like that? Would you do this as a nurse? Would you do that as a nurse? And you can make a killing doing that. So these are just 25 ways. Like, I quickly jotted these things down, and these are businesses that nurses are starting that I know of personally, and they're making 6 figures. So don't be afraid to branch out and start that business. Now, if you are thinking about starting a business and you have no clue where to start, you don't know what skill set you could use to start a business, you're confused, you just want someone to walk you through it, I am starting the Nurse From Bedside to Nurse CEO Business Accelerator, in which I will help walk you through starting a business. So I'll help you through the different types of businesses. I'll help you through building up your business credit so that you aren't using your own money to help fund your business. I will help walk you through different systems and automation. I will walk you through marketing, what that all looks like. I will walk you through whatever business you are wanting to decide. I assure you, I know someone who has been there and that can show you how to get there faster and cheaper than you would doing it on your own. I can connect you with those resources. I'll also show you how to research and find a good coach. So if you're interested in that program, I will link below where you can join my wait list. I'm taking 10 students, and we will get to this bag, because I want nurses to know that you do not have to slave away on the bedside if that's not your desire. If it's your desire to be on the bedside, then I assure you, you're probably not watching this video, but go ahead and do that. But if not, and you want to start a business and you've been thinking about it for a while, you don't know where to start, I'm your girl. So click the link below and sign up for the wait list. So once again, go ahead and make sure you subscribe to my channel, like my video, and make sure to leave a comment if you have any questions. Thank you for watching.